Welcome back to Midnight in the Desert, also known as From Day One, Part 3. Just quickly queuing up Art Bell from last night. There we go. We'll have him ready in just a quick moment for the final Pact with the Devil portion of the interview. But as always, let's hit the mailbag first. See what we've got sitting in there for us from there. You weren't with us with part 1. Definitely saw we had an over 3% boost in the ranking. So hopefully we can see some more goodness there. Hoping to actually have that result before we go off from this record. So we have the arena, Grand Arena to handle. We also have the dungeon, I believe, to do in this episode. So without further ado, Art, if you would.
Calling Midnight in the Desert, let the phone ring until answered. These calls are unscreened for your listening pleasure. Call 1-952-CALL-ART. That's 1-952-225-5278.
Boy, you just said it true. When you call, just let it ring. We apparently have a little problem with our audio when I have you on hold, so just let it ring until it's answered. Better way to do it. All right, now I've done something. Maybe I'm going to have some of you help me out. I think I may have put myself up on Periscope, so I may or may not be on Periscope. Now, here's the deal. You've got to be attached to my my Twitter account, and I am ArtBell51. Let me repeat that on Twitter. I am ArtBell51. And if you are attached, then when I go up on Periscope, as I might be right now, hello, I didn't even have a chance during the break to get it pointed correctly, so I don't know if anybody can see me. Somebody on Periscope or on who's on Periscope right now, please go to the wormhole and let me know if I am on or not. If not, I'll try and fix it in the next break. And if I am on, then welcome to watching the back of my head. It must be absolutely fascinating. Let's go to our I made a deal with the devil line. Hello. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Good, I think.
I started to make a deal with the devil, but when the Great Horned One and his minions appeared, as you call it, I chickened out.
Listen, hold on a minute. If you called on the devil and the Horned One actually showed up in person with his minions, it's too late. That's a deal done.
I don't know.
All right, what is it you wanted?
Well, I don't know if you want to hear what happened or the story.
I do. I mean, but when you're making a deal, usually it's because you want something, right?
Well, no, it's hard to explain. I was just out of the military. This was in the mid-'80s.
Okay.
And I worked in the semiconductors in Northern California, the Bay Area.
Okay.
And this new woman at work showed up. She's very beautiful, very exotic looking.
Oh,
The boss wanted me to train her.
Train her?
She started asking, on the equipment, on the computer. We worked in the semiconductors.
I understand, yes.
And she started grilling me about religions as a whole. And then she strangely said, have you ever, she said the old, if you relinquish your soul to the devil, you'd gain fame and riches. She said it really strangely. And she asked me if I'd be interested, and I was very nervous. I just kind of jokingly said, oh, it's something to think about. Well, that night, all hell broke loose.
In what sense? I mean, were you with her that night?
No, sir, not at all.
Okay.
She just threw that one out there, and the shift ended.
Uh-huh.
And it was one of those nights where my parents were off on vacation. They asked me to house sit for them. So I was in my old home, in my old room. And somewhere between like 1 in the morning and 4 in the morning,
Yes.
I heard this laughter, just this bizarre, just the weirdest laughter you'd ever hear.
Yes.
Basically just like that.
Yes, yes.
And so I jumped out of my bed, opened my door, and I noticed every light on in the house. And even the oven light was on.
The oven light?
And I ran down, I mean, every light was on. I mean, you name it. If there was a light involved, it was on.
The oven light, sir, was just symbolic for you.
Oh, Art!
It could have been, exactly. And when I ran to the family room on those older TVs, when you shut them off, you know how the colors used to swirl and kind of fade out?
Oh, yeah, to a little
Well,
dot.
the laughter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the laughter was coming from. And so when I ran in the family room, the TV was just turned off and the laughter stopped. Well, I'm a chicken by trade, and I jump at my own shadow, but I wasn't scared at all.
No?
So I'm thinking someone knew I was there. Someone's playing a prank on me. I'm checking the doors. All the doors are locked. I'm looking under beds. I'm looking in closets. I'm looking, you name it.
Yeah.
My parents used to have little dowels in the windows that could only open the windows like a couple inches. I made sure all those were in place. Checked the garage. Every garage light was on.
Uh-huh.
This happened twice. The second time, even more laughter. There was like 7 people laughing.
Yes.
Just really bizarre laughter. Well, the third time it happened, my dad's office door was slamming shut, opening up, slamming shut, and I opened my bedroom door just to see it swinging open.
Yes.
Every light was on again, and that's when I realized I was being ready to make the deal.
What makes you think you didn't make the deal? I mean, you don't get that kind of attention. You don't get that kind of visitor without a deal having gone down. Doesn't that worry you?
Well, no, because nothing went down yet. This lady asked me, which, by the way, she never did show up at work anymore.
Yeah, but you did say you repeated what she said.
She said, would I? And I said, it's something to think about.
Well,
And I think I was being tested.
Well, you were.
But
the question is whether you passed or failed.
Well, I told them to leave, and I didn't mean any bit of it, and nothing has ever happened ever since.
All right. Well, there's still time left in your life. Let me know how it comes out.
Will do, Art. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Take care. Let's go to, I think, Phoenix on the phone. Hi.
Hi, Art. I'm shutting off the line because of the hold. Thank you. It's Phil from Phoenix. It's great to hear you.
Thank you.
You're a visionary.
No, I'm not a visionary. I'm not a visionary.
Yeah, you are, my friend. It's so interesting that people mention Union Plaza and also Parasite Radio, because I listened to you in the 90s, and I remember seeing you.
Hold on. That's awful. It's not called Parasite Radio. And it's not radio. It's video. It's Periscope.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm nervous, Art.
I am too.
I caught by surprise because, the delay on the on the DM.
I know. They could be offended by that.
Yeah, I sincerely apologize, and Art didn't make the mistake I did. But I do like to see your first time in space on the days of 9600 baud on Videotron. Whoever knew that we would have that. But I really wanted to ask you the question. I knew before you got back on the radio that, on this show here, that you had some problems with the bumper music, how you were going to be able to...
that's right.
The right side. And what happened there?
Well, what happened there is we joined as we found something called a small webcaster model, which allows us at least, the music is very expensive, but in my case, I just wouldn't do the show without the music. I just wouldn't do it. So we found a way to do it, and it's called the small webcaster model, and there you have it.
Cool. Well, I'm a time traveler now to help you support that, because all my days between Phoenix and California, when I moved out there and also listened to you from Union Plaza AMDXing, it's been a pleasure. I'll leave with one last comment. The show that you had with Flat World John,
Oh, yes.
I'm surprised you didn't have Cracker Box Palace as a bumper song. But other than that, Art, I'll leave the line for somebody else.
All right.
We're so glad to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me tell you something about that. While everybody thought that was crazy, and it was, the Flatterer Show has received more comment. I don't want to say than anything else we've done, but it absolutely has received just endless comment. Not all of it positive, but that's the way radio is. A lot of times, what gets people to listen? Well, it's something they either love or it's something they hate. And a lot of people hated it. But you cannot underestimate the passion that these people who believe the earth is flat have. I mean, you simply cannot underestimate that passion. And these are otherwise bright people. So I'm not sorry that I did that program. Not at all. And in fact, I might do another. You never know. I'm telling you, the passion is unreal. Anyway, let's go to my special I Made a Deal with the Devil line. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Is this Art?
It is Art. And you are on the I Made a Deal with the Devil line.
That's awesome. You know what? I've noticed that there's an absolute lack in women calling tonight. Like, we don't make deals with the devil.
Well, mostly people make deals for you, my dear.
Well, I don't think that happened in my case, but my story is a little bit different. Like, I haven't necessarily made the deal, but I've definitely had the offer more than once.
What do you mean you had the offer? You mean somebody came and said, look, I can take care of that for you. All you need to do is X, Y, Z?
Well, yeah, pretty much. That's kind of been it. I've had a series of dreams over the last 2 years or so.
Yeah.
Where this entity has come to me in my dream and basically told me that I can have whatever I want. He'll give me whatever I want. I just have to be specific, and I just have to either give him my soul or the soul of someone I love.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, there was somebody here earlier who had made a deal with the devil, and he said one of the things you need to be sure of is that you are very specific about what you want.
Right. I heard that caller, and that's absolutely true. And it's something that I'm aware of. I've practiced witchcraft since I was 13 years old, so I'm definitely aware of the specifics.
Yes.
And I'm definitely aware that I've probably opened up some energies that I shouldn't have. But, you had the priestess from the Church of Satan on earlier in the week.
Yes.
And she said something that really struck me that was kind of related, and it was that, that kind of thing will drive you to the brink of madness. And I can definitely say in the last 2 years, despite the fact that I haven't really buckled down and said, okay, you can have my soul and, we're going to do this, it's definitely changed me as a person.
Well, you're obviously teetering, right? Sounds like you're very close.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It told me that it would take the soul of somebody that I loved, but to me that's kind of like, I don't know, like a Freudian slip. Like, if I loved that person, I wouldn't give their soul to the devil.
Well, at least you're not giving your own soul. I mean, I know it's selfish, but there's a lot of souls going here and there, and so, I mean, if you really want whatever this is, then as long as it's not me.
Right. I feel it. I would never do that, Art. I swear, I would never do that.
All right. Thank you very much for the call. But see, really, technically, I should have not let you get away with that. Yes, you were teetering on a decision, but you had not yet made one. James on Skype, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, Belgab, Roswell's there, Art.
Well, thank you.
Just wanted to tell you, I did cut a deal, not going into specifics.
This must be MV.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I'm from
inside the
Ohio.
Okay. So you actually did cut a deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, my thing was I grew up in a trailer, and in the sticks. And I wanted to travel the world. I also wanted to achieve certain goals militarily and also in law enforcement. So I went into the Army at 17.
Yes.
Went into the Marine Corps at 20. Fought in the Gulf War. After the Gulf War in Okinawa, I found Jesus. Okay.
Was this before or after the deal?
After. I was a young kid.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
Well, it does, and I'll tell you why. I know it does.
It doesn't. Once you've got a deal, it's irrevocable. It's
you say that, Art, but it's not.
I do.
And I'll tell you why I know.
Well, we'll find out at the end, right?
Yeah, well, I will, but what I'm telling you is my experience.
Yes.
My experience was I still do what I do overseas. I'm still a contractor.
Yeah.
And, I've seen that I'm able to actually affect people in a positive manner.
Yes.
And also, it's a total sea change from when I was 22 after the Gulf War.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can tell when the worm has turned, as they say.
Yes, but you made a deal. That's the worm turning.
Yeah.
That's the worm turning.
I agree with that, but I'm saying that I did it as a minor who did not have full cognizance.
Oh, so you really think that the devil cares about how old were you at the time?
Probably around 14.
14.
Yeah.
Well,
and there is something called, even in law, somebody who's a minor and non-sentient, and trust me, I was an ignorant hillbilly. There's a big difference. And anyways, that's my story. It's truth.
And you're sticking to it, right?
Well, I'm sticking to it, and I'm telling you, I love your show, but I just wanted to give you a big Belgab Roswell and tell you that you're the man.
All right, buddy. You take care.
Brother.
All right, later. This is Midnight.
He's our bell, and we'll be back to him again when we do have audio. Music gone. And apologies for the technical difficulties during that last fight, but we lost, so we're going to try again.
Oh, no, let's go here. Let's go outside the country. Hello, it looks like Michelle.
Hey, Art.
Hey, Michelle.
So, okay, I'm watching you on the Periscope on my iPhone and listening to you on my iPad.
How cool is that? That is awesome.
This is the coolest thing in the world. This is so cool, Art.
You're right. It is cool. It is. It's an amazing world we live in now.
Isn't it just? And I love your studio there. I remember pictures of your old studio, and it looks so huge, and everything everywhere, and so many machines and everything. And This is just seems so simple and easy to use.
It is. There are parts of it that you can't see. I would have to point the camera around, but there are racks of equipment and stuff like that. So
I wondered. I got two things for you.
Sure.
First of all, where'd you get that LED clock on the wall? That's cool.
Let me give you a good shot of that. I love that clock.
That is the coolest clock. I'm just watching the video and I can't stop looking at the clock.
There would be coming pretty quick a good clear shot of it.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
All right. I actually own 3 of those in totality. I love them so much.
That's cool. That is so cool. So I was gonna say a story for you. When I was a kid,
you are in Michelle. You're in where? Where are you? Japan.
Oh, Japan.
Japan. Yes.
Near Fuji.
Right.
Actually, gonna go climb it next weekend.
You're gonna climb Fuji.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So when I was a kid, my dad used to go and he'd have to make deliveries real late at night. He was a steel draftsman, and sometimes they'd ask for last-minute changes.
Right.
He'd have to go deliver them real late at night. So he'd put me in his truck, and off we'd go at 1, 2 in the morning, and I would sit there in the truck and wait while he was talking over the plans and everything, and he'd be listening to you. And, I mean, I'm maybe, 11, 12, that kind of range, listening to you talking about aliens, and you used to scare the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved it. And now, listening to you again and then going back and listening to those old shows.
Not much has changed.
No, in a lot of ways, I don't think it has really.
No, I still do the same thing.
And so that reminded me too. Guest I wanted to ask you about.
Sure.
Do you have any plans to have or know anything about David Paulides?
Yes, he's coming.
He is.
Okay. I really don't. I don't want to give away about guests, but people ask me and I can't resist. So yes, he's coming.
Sure.
He's coming.
Well, he's one of the ones that, of all the things that I've heard in all the years I've been listening,
yes,
his scares the crap out of me.
Well, you know what? He may know where some of the people, who are admitting to these deals tonight are.
No, that's a thought.
It's a thought. All right, Michelle.
But yeah, his really, just because it's the realism, the fact that it's so verifiable, it's really happening, and
yes.
He has no idea why it's happening, is what makes it so scary.
Would you like to talk to somebody who's made a deal with the devil?
Sure.
Okay. Hello there. Have you made a deal with the devil?
I have. I was about 14 years old after my father had passed away, and I grew up in kind of a party house, and had some crazy role models and whatnot. And when I was younger, we went ahead and we started cutting ourselves, and our left wrist, and drawing the blood out onto a piece of paper.
Yes.
Now, what we had to do in order to sell our soul to the devil was to go ahead and sign our name in our blood, and signing it over to the devil, then burning it in our wood stove.
And you did that?
And of course,
where'd you hear that? Who told you that?
Yeah,
it was an old friend of ours we grew up with and partied with. And,
you're talking to Michelle. You're talking to Michelle in Japan, just so you understand.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle.
So, Michelle, go ahead. Interview her. Let's find out about this.
Okay. Well, I grew up, when I was a kid, I went to a Baptist school, and I'm very far from that now. But when I was a kid, even talking about that kind of stuff was a big no-no. I mean, it was drilled into our heads that we were going to go straight to hell, that something horrible was going to happen. So what did you think? I mean, did you think anything was going to happen? Did you have that in your mind at all?
At the time, I thought it was possible. It was right after my dad passed away and my mom moved out of the house. And so it was just me and my brother raising ourselves, and we were teenagers.
Nothing to
real
live
crazy
for
party
anyway,
house. And basically, yeah. And actually, 2 years later, my mother ended up overdosing on medication and passing away as well.
All right. Well, you don't make a deal for nothing. So, I mean, what did you want in return for this?
Well, I wanted my dad back. Well, that didn't exactly happen.
There's a show that's really popular in Japan about a bunch of alchemists, a couple kids that are alchemists that try to bring their mom back to life using alchemy, and which is the one thing you're absolutely prohibited from doing is trying to bring someone back to life. And it ends up, ruining their life and putting them on a journey to try and fix everything. His brother gets turned into a suit of armor because his soul gets disconnected from his body, and they really messed up their lives trying to do that. And so it just kind of reminded me of that. But that's scary stuff. That's the one thing. Oof, trying to bring someone back from the dead, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I just knew that I was willing to do what I could, and we also grew, like I said, party house, so drinking was involved as well, and other people were on drugs, so it was a little bit of a crazy thing. But we had some crazy circumstances arise after that. We had some Ouija boards brought into my home as well, and we moved our hands. That thing moved.
Oh my!
I don't know how.
I'm with Art on that one. No Ouija boards.
It's cardboard.
No. Okay, so
but it was moving fully. It was pretty insane.
All right. Well, it sounds insane. Michelle, thank you, and thanks for helping with the interview. And so my question to you is, how do you feel now about the fact that, well, your fate is sealed in blood at that?
Well, I I just live life. It doesn't, I don't look at all the negative things that happen and think that that's the reason, Art. But I do, it does go through my mind here and there of, am I cursed? I ended up dating a coworker of mine, and, his son's name was Damien, and his name was Byron. And the thing about it was I didn't know that he was considered a Satanist. He told me he did not believe in, Satan and all this, but I went over to his house and he had, all sorts of Satanist books and a few other weird.
All right, listen, I've got a break. I've got a break.
Okay, well,
Hold
thank
on.
you so much, Art.
You're very welcome.
Of course, muted for the bumper music break.
The speed of light in the darkness. This is Midnight in the Desert with Art Bell. Now, here's Art.
Here I am. If you have made a deal with the devil, you're welcome to call us on a special line. I mean, you're welcome to call us no matter what, but yes, if you've made, as so many have tonight, a deal with the devil, then you're going to want to call us at the following number, 575-208-7787. That's the number. You never know. Admitting what you've done, confessing as it were, might help. I doubt it, but it might. Area code 575-208-7787. And it's been a busy line. MJP, it's your turn. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Hi.
It's been a while since we've talked on the phone, back from the Ham Fans days and all the rest of that nutty stuff.
Yep, long time ago.
Actually, I'm wondering, for Halloween, you should do a whole week of open lines, different topics all night.
Well, I'm thinking it over. What Halloween is going to be on the air? It's going to be something special, that's for darn sure.
Oh, yes, definitely. I don't know. I keep listening to these people saying they've made a deal with the devil, but You know what?
What?
If they've made a deal, they better get a receipt so they can get their money back when things don't work out.
Well, so far, of those that have called, not much has worked out. I mean, the people have received what they asked for, and usually then things kind of go sideways.
Well, you never get what you ask for when you're trying to sell your soul, because that's the way it works. Nothing will ever go the way you plan. The devil is in the details.
So they've said, yes. In other words, when you make your deal, at least get the details down. In other words, if you ask for a girl, I mean, you'll get her. That doesn't mean 2 years later you're still going to have her. So.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the thing, is people don't really understand all this stuff, when it comes to the devil, demonics, a Ouija board, playing with that stuff by yourself. I kid you not, that's not a cool thing to do. People, really just don't understand what they're getting into, because the mind is a very powerful thing.
It is indeed. All right, well, thank you for the call. We're short on time. I sold my soul to the devil line. You're on. Hello?
Oh, great.
Great.
Hi, how are you?
So many of you that have sold your soul to the devil sound so cheerful.
Well, I would be more cheerful, Art, if I actually had been able to successfully sell my soul to the devil. I have tried and tried and tried, but nothing works. And, honestly...
Oh, no, no, sir. No. If you have tried to sell your soul to the devil, you're just buying it, you're selling again and again because it gets sold first time around.
I see. I don't know if that's really how it works, because I have not gained anything other than just like a bigger desire to sell more of my soul to the devil.
What have you asked for? Surely you didn't dispense with your soul without, something in return.
Oh, sometimes it's a bigger thing than others. It could be like a new car or success in school, or, as it so often is with a girl. Not that ever works out, but, And no matter what it is, and this is kind of just because I'm an unfortunate person in general.
And I hope you went for like a nice U.S. SUV or something. You didn't do it for a small car, compact, right?
Oh, no. I'm not really a hybrid guy.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm like 6'4", so I'm too tall to fit into anything but an SUV, really. But,
there you
go. I believe not necessarily.
Can I ask you a question? Do you have a SUV?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Well,
nothing more to say.
Yeah, okay. Then I guess I won. Although, thank you, Art, for pointing out how I'm now going to hell. Although
you're very welcome.
Something I really want to say is that the way that I understand Christian theology, it kind of sounds like when you go to heaven, it like kills your personality and your emotions and whatever. And so to me, it reminds me a lot of a quote from Paradise Lost, and this is a loose paraphrase. It's like, it's better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. Where you can at least still feel pain instead of just being numb to everything and being kind of like a mindless slave in heaven. I don't know. That probably sounds kind of weird, and your viewers are going to listen.
No. I can tell you're happy with your deal, and I'm happy for you. And I hope it's a nice SUV. And I hope the passenger seat is filled up with somebody really cool. I guess it is. Hello there, Brenda, I believe it is, somewhere in the world.
Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. I can't, okay.
Where are you?
Talking from New Zealand.
New Zealand, okay. What you want to do is get good and close to the microphone on your computer.
I've got the headset.
Oh, the headset, all right. You see, I see I see a picture of Brenda, and I think I hear Brenda in the background, right?
Correct.
Yes, okay. Well, I'm glad to have you. What's up?
This whole changing from nice to not nice, a artist called Jackie Evanko, who's 15, released a video on YouTube yesterday.
Yes.
And up until this time, she's been thought of as a angel from another planet and so on because of her beautiful singing. She was discovered on AGT in America in the 5th season. So she was 10 when she was discovered, and she's 15 now. And then her brother made the change, like Caitlyn Jenner made the change.
Oh, yes.
And the video is, the song is lovely by itself, but the video conveys her story, so to speak, of the change.
So you're kind of advertising it now.
No. I'm not advertising. What I'm trying to say is that since the video was released yesterday,
yes,
on YouTube,
yes,
even long time fans,
yes,
have, because of the transgendered nature of the video, not the song but the video.
Yes.
If you understand.
I'm with you.
Then, yeah. And so long-time fans have come out on YouTube and saying that she's the devil incarnate, and so on and so on. She's a Catholic.
Mm-hmm. Even Catholics can make bad deals.
Yeah, but she's, it's just a beautiful video, but at the same time, all of a sudden fans from all over the world who thought she was an angel and so on. She's now, because of this video, she's being pariahed because of the
change,
the content of the video.
Yes, I get it. All right, thank you very much. All the way from New Zealand. Do you know, I think, what is the furthest away that you can really go on Earth? Is it New Zealand? It's pretty close. New Zealand, or perhaps someplace in South Africa from here on the West Coast. And really, you can't, if you go any further than roughly that, I think you begin to come back. So that kind of gives you an idea of the reach of the show. Scott, hello, Scott.
Hi, Art. How's it going?
It's going.
I sent you an email a moment earlier, about an hour ago.
By the way, anybody who wants to send me an email, it's artbell@artbell.com.
Easy enough.
Okay. And I wasn't sure whether to call on the I made a deal line because there was a deal, but it didn't involve my soul.
Whose soul?
Well, in 2006, I had occasion to buy a chunk of Pope Benedict XVI soul.
How do you get that opportunity?
Well, it was $15, and at the email I sent, you can see the numbered certificate. And the guy that was behind this was a Luciferian by the name of Aaron C. Donahue.
Well, how do you know you really had the goods to sell?
Well, I don't know. But it sounded like a unique item, one of 666 certificates.
Wouldn't you think? How many? 666?
Yes, you can see the picture. It's in the email.
Yeah, wouldn't you think that buying, a portion, or 666, that's hard to say, of a Pope soul would be, perhaps a scam?
Well, I guess it depends on where you're sitting. I mean, I have questions about the existence of, well, I know the Pope exists, former Pope, but I'm not so sure about the good guy up in the sky or the bad guy way down below. So it was more of a humorous thing. And like I said, how many chances do you get to buy a certificate?
Not many.
Good for 666.
You have to think, what if it's real? That's really horrible. Now you actually own part of a Pope. I dug it up. I'm holding it right now in my hot little hands. I hope to get it framed. I bet your hands are hot.
Yeah. But I wonder if someone would give me a hassle over framing it, because it is a rather contentious chunk of memorabilia.
I'm not sure what kind of frame you'd put that in.
Something with flames, maybe, or an effect of fire and brimstone. I don't know.
Even having purchased, and I presume you paid the money, right? $16?
Yeah.
Did this come from, I don't know, like Nigeria?
No, it was, I think it was in California somewhere.
Well,
Santa Clara.
Figures.
I sent a message to Aaron. I kind of fell out of touch with him a while back, letting him know of your new program.
Oh.
But I don't know if he's doing media nowadays.
I see. Well, thank you. And you know what? It would sure be fun if you could take a picture of that certificate and email it to me. Could you do that?
Yeah, I'll scan it and I'll email it at the same address. Actually, I don't really have much use for it. I'll give it to you for $5.
No. I just want to see a picture of it. That'll be fine.
Okay.
You hold on to the certificate and lots of rock.
All right.
All right. See you later. Part of the Pope's soul. Hello there.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Hi, I'm sorry. Let me take you off speaker.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry about that. Hi.
Hi.
I have a question for you. I haven't sold my soul to the devil. I was curious.
Do you want to make a deal? Do you want to make a deal now?
No, I have no interest in making a deal. I think I have had plenty of sex just being a Catholic.
A Catholic entitles you to a lot of sex?
Well, I don't know. That's from what I've heard of the other callers selling their souls.
Actually, there are stories about Catholic girls. You know that, of course.
This is true. But the reason for my call is I wanted to know, down the street from you is the Amargosa Opera House. Have you spent any time there?
You mean as in a lot of time? No, I've been there and by it many times. And I know the story of, it was purchased for that woman.
Yeah.
It's an amazing romantic story.
It is, but it's really haunted, too.
I have heard that, yes.
I was just curious if you had ever been there because it's right down the street. I stayed there a couple of times.
And
I couldn't get a good night's sleep there. I won't stay there anymore because all night long I had something waking me up.
Like what?
There. I don't know what it was. It was patting my bed all night, and I would try to ignore it, and then it would shake the bed harder,
It was
and
patting your bed? I mean, like petting?
like patting it. You're like patting it, like patting the bottom of my bed, like trying to wake me up.
Heavens.
And then it was kind of like whatever it was gently pushing my face.
Oh my God. You know, I really have to ask, I mean, how does anybody sleep in a bed that something is patting and then their face is touched and then you're going to try to tell me you went back to sleep?
No, well, yeah, I tried. Well, I thought, it's funny. I was half asleep. My girlfriend, or a friend of mine, was in that. We had 2 double beds, and she was in there, and she had some strange experiences that night as well. And I was, in being half asleep, I was just thinking, well, maybe if I ignore it, it'll go away.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't. It bothered both of us all night.
This sounds like a place I'd like to stay. Gee.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I know it's right down the street from you, and I thought you should go check that place out, or at least investigate it a little more, because there's all kinds of crazy stuff happening.
Well, Area 51 is just down the street too, and the consequences are probably about the same.
No, the government won't shoot you or whatever the threats are.
Oh, yes, they will.
No, not in Navagosa, I mean.
Oh, no, not there. But Area 51,
yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. That's, yes, I'm well aware of the Opera House. Hello there, wherever you are. You're on the air, I hope.
Thank you, Art.
You're very welcome.
A lot of people want to sell books, and I've heard several people on the air wanting to sell a book and telling people that if we have massive blackout due to electromagnetic pulse, that it's physically impossible to pump gasoline with no electricity. And I've known all my life that there's such a thing as a hand pump. There's
there's not so many hand pumps left anymore. If we had a massive EMP go off.
Look at the catalog here. I mean, I'm looking straight at a catalog. The 2 pages full of them. These are sold every day and used every day. These are hand cranks. There's no excuse.
Well, if an EMP goes off, it's the end.
Not if people will do right. You need to have this. If you've got a gas station, you should have this hand pump.
Are you selling pumps?
No, sir.
No?
Of course not. I would have too much competition because they're sold by huge companies like the Gimpler catalog and Northern Tool. I couldn't compete with them.
Well, you could
These
try.
are sold every day.
You have a lot of passion going for you. You could sell hand pumps.
Anybody can Google hand pump.
Well,
how can they get away with going on coast to coast and saying that to millions of people and having people swallow it whole? And they were on ground zero with the same story.
Yeah.
And I went on there and I told them, I said, I've worked at a gas station. I know there's a hand pump. And they made that out to sound like I was talking about another electric pump.
I see.
For backup.
Well, I let you say it, that's for sure. But you know what?
Thank you for letting me say it.
You're very welcome.
You'd have to be an idiot not to know how to adapt one of these for pumping gasoline from a gas station.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for your call and for calling Midnight in the Desert.
Thanks.
Yep, you're very welcome. Well, that was quite a night, wasn't it? It just astounds me. I mean, the I sold my soul to the devil line just rang all night long. Just all night long. It just never let up.
Yes, it did, Art.
It's time for my weekend to begin.
Well, enjoy your weekend, Art.
I'm making any deals, but, I've been here 5 days, so now I get the weekend. In all the time zones around the world, thank you all very much, and all of you have a good weekend. And I'll see you Monday. Night-night.
Thank you, Art. I had to do a little talking trying to prevent a copyright strike from matching that bumper music underneath him. Of course, that will mean we will have a new part 1 tomorrow. For Mr. Bell. As that goes away. However, we do still have some time left on today's episode. So, if Nexters will load the next set of 10, we can head on down the tower. We got about 9 minutes. We can do a First Amendment auditor instead. To fill in the remainder of the episode time. Alright, looks like we finally did get loaded down to the next set. So we can try another set of 10. Well, let's give it a walkthrough, shall we? Starting with 451. Let's use some of these God damn, why can't I say it? Divination cards. There, we'll just call it that. The cards. That also does remind me, we had a cheeky little chap in the live chat on yesterday's part 3 asking if I would start playing Minecraft and saying that he was the devil. No, this is Hero Wars. This isn't Minecraft. There's many folks who play Minecraft. If you want one of the 8 bazillion of those, go play a game that basically rips off on early 80s graphics and everything else, without actually being a game from then. I'm sorry, if I'm going to play a game with early 80s graphics, I'm going to play an early 80s game, like Lock and Chase, Burger Time, Beauty and the Beast, Demon Attack, something like that. Alright, for our First Amendment auditor, warning in advance, auditor may have vulgar language and everything else. Viewer discretion is advised.
Advised.
Hey, help us out? Just recording what? Seems kind of awkward. Is there any reason? Are you able to tell me the reason? No? It's kind of weird. Alright. Well, close the gate when you're done. Yep.
Watching these frauditors day in and day out, I'm becoming a little bit more than ticked off with them. They stick their potato cams in nowhere where they have any business, and this is all in the name of what? To protect our American constitutional freedoms. I call BS, because the only thing these fraudsters are doing is lining their pockets with dollars from YouTube because they're uneducated and unemployed grifters.
Correct answer.
Come on, brother. You have a couple times to identify yourself. You've not identified yourself. We're asking you to leave our property. You have not done that either. Yeah, just okay. It's so pretty stupid. You got your shit, bro. So we'll ask you again. Identify yourself. Just from the back. Reach your hand out at me again, mother. What do you do? Step back. This is our property right here. I'm talking about the church. You can stand over there across the street.
This is a public sidewalk.
No, it's not a sidewalk. This is our property.
This is a public sidewalk.
Pardon me, gentlemen, but you're speaking to the sidewalk professor, and he only seeks to educate you on where he can stand and provoke you all day long.
This is not public. Right here, this grass, all the way to the property. That's
It's all public. It's all public. The cops can let you know when they get here, if they decide to come.
What is your deal? Why don't you explain it? What is your deal?
He's an idiot. That's his deal.
You can think it's weird. You can't reach out and try to grab me, though. It's your problem. No, you did.
All frauditors seem to have something about their cameras. Don't you touch my camera. I will call the police.
It's recorded.
Me. Do it again.
It's recorded.
Do it again.
Reach out
and touch me.
Why? Is that a threat? What are you going to do?
I'll knock every tooth out of your mouth is what I'll do.
Do what you got to do.
I'll knock you. Reach out and touch me.
It'll be a good video.
Well, reach out and touch me and I'll show you.
Do what you got to do.
Give me a reason, buddy. Give me a reason. I got no problem with knocking every tooth out of your mouth.
So let me get this straight. The village idiot would like to have some of his teeth knocked out because it'll make for good content on his channel. That just goes to show how stupid these frauditors really are.
Did you really need to go that far?
Later. This guy's trying to get in my face, stepping on my shoes.
Like, honestly, you can't even just tell us, like, what you're doing.
I don't need to tell you.
You don't have to, but I mean, just... Is this like what you do?
Got a dirty footprint on my shoes.
Oh, you poor little...
You poor little...
This guy's a real snowflake. Oh, he stepped on my shoe. He stepped on my shoe. I guess he's going to have to go home and see his mommy and go to the basement because the basement is his safe space. And then later on, you know for sure mommy will bake some chocolate chip cookies and bring them down to him. The poor thing.
On my shoes.
Because he keeps getting way too close.
Be careful, he's got a weapon. So stay away from him. You used your weapon on me. See what happens.
Well, I mean, if you want to touch me, I will. If you want to touch me, I will.
You want to touch me, I will. Up your ass and out your mouth.
Sure.
Get it up your ass and out your mouth. I like this kid. Get him a Krispy Kreme card.
Like, honestly, though, I'm just asking you. Being a man, I guess.
I mean, it's
I'm just asking you real quick. Like, this is what you do? This is like your thing?
It's too late for us to be buddy-buddy and me start answering your questions. This guy's coming out. Your dad's coming out acting like a dick.
Pardon me, sir, but you made a grievous error when you said you wanted to talk man to man, because the frauditor is not a man. He's a man-child. And as far as being best buddies, frauditor, nobody said they wanted to be your buddy.
Getting in my face, threatening me.
Talk to me, though.
Threatening in my face.
Yeah,
no.
talk to him.
All you guys are connected now. It's all, I'm not saying shit.
You never said shit.
We're past the point of trying to...
Man to man, just like, hey, this is what I'm doing.
No, I can. I could have, but no.
No, you
not the way
didn't.
this
I asked you
out.
in the beginning, you didn't.
Well, I don't have to.
You don't have to, but you said you could have, but you didn't. I was just asking you.
There you go.
Joe. Yeah.
He's a pussy dick. You can't talk to people like that. He's going to talk.
Maybe reasoning, maybe.
Oh, reasoning. Is that what you guys are all about?
Well, that's what I'm
getting in people's faces?
I'm just trying to ask.
Sure, that's reasoning.
Well, there's no reasoning with you, frauditor, because you insist upon sticking your camera in places it has no business, all in the name of the First Amendment that you're granted by the Constitution. You are really a sick person, Frauditor.
Reasoning.
Easton, call your mom, ask her to come over and kick this guy's ass.
Ask your mom to kick your ass.
Giving out orders, threats.
Is that what that is?
Don't call these guys.
Huh?
Don't call these guys. Sorry, your dad represented your company so poorly.
Now that the gate has been closed, you would think that would be the end of the story. But
No.
wait, there's more. Because the idiot stands there another 15 minutes until the police are called.
15
Let's
minutes?
See what happens then.
Shit.
Eventually.
Morning, guys. How are you? Morning.
Not good, eh? What do I do if somebody comes at me threatening me?
I suggest leaving.
What's your name, sir? Officer, what's your name?
Have a good day, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Get the Fuck Out of Here.
Can I walk to the...
Well, there you have it, folks.
He's an idiot. We love idiots. Idiots, make the world go round. So yay, idiots. Well, we got about 4 minutes, but we won't go ahead and bother queuing up another clip. It would be, well, anticlimactic and against the proverbial time to do so. But we will get some music back, as we normally would have in part 1. Also helps me have it ready for part 1. Can we get a little tree chime, please? No nexters? We can't? Oh, yeah? Okay. Alrighty, I have the new stats. Just let me do the mathematical calculations while the dolls are dancing. And I'll have our new results in just a second. Alrighty, well, I have the new number. So that new number is, drum roll please, 33.44%. So just a little more than 3 percentage points in one day. Thank you all so terribly much for all of that loveliness. Thank you, and thank you. Definitely appreciate all of that. Yes, we do. You guys have been awesome getting us going. Well, let's see if we can get another proverbial fight in before we run out of time. If it's going to work with us here. We're trying. Maybe. Come on. Nexters, this is not rocket science. At least we're trying, but for some reason it's not wanting to seem to load. Which, if that's the case, we may just call it. Well, in the meantime, I hadn't planned another clip, but I just happened to find one while we're waiting for the, I guess, Nexters not to load. And we have ourselves a Karen. At a hotel, this Karen manages to get her husband knocked out.
Y'all haven't de-escalated the situation because she's still right there, still talking. Y'all supposed to separate the party. No. Oh, hey! Oh my God! Oh! So he did it. Yep, you got it. Yep, I get it. It's all on camera. This is all on camera. He touched him. He's out, by the way. Yeah. She touched him. It's all on camera. Everything is camera. Everything is on camera. Everything is on camera. Yes, everything is on camera. Everything is on camera.
One punch. All it took is one punch. And Karen Tubby
They didn't de-escalate the situation.
is down.
Moving the parties away. They still let her be right there. Why y'all still get her?
Oh my God! Karen's now down in nothing more than a bikini. Still going crazy.
I don't understand it. This is crazy. Where's y'all security? No, because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. And y'all still haven't restrained her. Don't come over.
She's still going crazy.
Hey, girl, I'm not him. Hold on, because
I'll grab her right by the neck.
Girl, I'm not him. But they didn't restrain them. It's not us.
Oh, just happened to see part of the hotel. It's one of those Hilton HDIs.
We're not. I need a room key.
I need a room key. I'm only down there trying to get my room key. That's the guy who cabbed it for us. By the way, we have a second bonus Karen while we wait for the fight.
You complain about racism. Every single fucking one of you guys complain about racism. Who is one of you guys? Yo, wait till I get on my stop, bitch. I'm gonna flatline your ass, bitch. Who is one of these guys, bitch? Who is one of these guys, bitch? Huh? Who is one of these guys, bitch? Who is you guys, bitch? Who is you guys, bitch?
Ladies, back
You're
off.
attacking me and my
Back
ass.
off.
Back off and stop bitch.
Stop it. Hey, that is uncalled for. That is uncalled for.
Okay, let's do a second bonus Karen. Oh my God! At a fast food restaurant's drive-through.
Oh my God! Now she's got the window open.
Looks like a Burger King.
Hey, do not hit her like that! Oh my God!
Now she's trying to beat up the shit.
I just need to open it and try to watch it. But this world.
Yeah, we got yet another Karen.
I'm English. I'm Irish. What else is a nigger? Every motherfucker.
Oh, Karen, no. Don't use that word on my show. Holy shit, a 450-pound lady just came out and beat the shit out of her for that. Oh yeah, we got yet another Karen. Why not? Go for it.
Yeah, dude. You wanna go, bitch? Meet me outside, bitch. Meet me outside, bitch. Exactly, dumbass bitch.
You're the one who went ahead and punched out trying to punch a Subway sandwich artist because who knows why. But then the sandwich artist is the one that totally trashed the shit out of you instead. Oh. Ooh, we have some of my bouts ready. The Makushi division. Yes, please. Oh, it's one of the other things I do like paying attention to is Japanese sumo. And there are 6 tournaments a year, basically held in odd months: January, March, May, July, September, that way. And they're broken up that half of them are held in Tokyo at the Bokugan, and the other 3 are held in different locations throughout the prefecture. Here, in the January one, day 1 is probably just finished just about at the time where I came on the air to record part 3 here tonight. And some of the digest channels are finally already starting to post. Okay, but the compilation videos of the first day's matches. Alright, even though it seems that Nexus is having trouble getting these to load, we're going to fight through it to get this round 3 done, and then we'll call this day to a close. As we have Luther, Maya, Mojo, Astrid, Luca, and Iris fighting a Astaroth Faceless, Orion and Company squad. And Iris is in trouble. And we lose the battle as the new day in Dominion dawns. So, as always, please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Keep us going on our trajectory to get Boxy to pay attention. 3 percentage points a day. We're only 66 percentage points away. Would be 22 days, so we can still do it by the end of January. I thought we were going to need towards the end of February. So if you guys want to keep that up for us, I would most definitely be appreciative. Since I haven't done it all day and told you to look below, we're going to actually do the plug this time. Of course, get your free crypto, $10 free, by going to coinbase.com/join/CParsley. $10 in crypto for filling out there. And of course, then Coinbase Earn less than 2-minute lessons, 1-question quizzes to get up to another $100 in crypto by taking simple 1-question quizzes about altcoin terminologies. And of course, until next time, it's always a great new world to release the Krakens. So please, again, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow for day 40. Yes, the show is technically going over the hill tomorrow on From Day One.